Hi, Soul Fam! It's good to see you, whoever is going to join me on live, and it's good to see you if you're watching the recording as well. Let me know you're here in the comments. So, I've been meaning to do this live for a very long time now. Since a few weeks, I've been saying that I want to share something. So, a few weeks ago, I had a visitation from my father's spirit, and he has been visiting me in many different ways all these years after he passed. And the most recent one that I had a few weeks ago was, I would say, the most clearer, the most powerful visitation that he has given me. And I feel that as a soul, he does not have that much energy that he can manifest in certain ways to be able to show himself to me. But that night, it was a full moon, first of all. It was a full moon in Gemini. And it was around the time of my birthday, me and my sister's birthday. And me and my sister were together that night. And there was non-stop rain. There was torrential rain that happened that night. So it rained for about 48 hours non-stop. And as you might know, water has the property of, spiritual energy. So wherever there is water flowing, there would be more spiritual energy flowing. And since it rained non-stop for 48 hours, there was a lot of potential for spiritual energies to manifest. So we were camping in the woods. So whenever I go to a new camping site or a new hotel or anywhere, whenever I go to a new place and I have to stay there for some time, I always address the spirits of the land. Try this in your life, okay? Address the spirits of the land. Start from the spirits of the land where you are living right now. Address them, ask them for blessings, and so ask them for guidance as well. So that's what I did when I arrived at the campsite as well. I said, okay, I'm just here to enjoy with my family. So that is my only intention, and I come here with a lot of respect and honor for the spirits of the land and nature. And I asked for guidance so that I don't, spoil anything around. And secondly, I asked for their blessings so that whatever needs to be cleared out or whatever needs to be done currently for my healing or my family's healing should be done. And because of all of these forces coming together, the full moon, the water, me and my sister being together, full moon being in Gemini, both of us being Gemini, and there was another person as well who was Gemini with us, and the me addressing the spirits of the land and asking for the blessings. I feel like the spirit of my father was able to gather that much energy that he was able to manifest. So this was totally unexpected. I did not think that this would happen, not at all. So I was sleeping, and when I woke up in the morning about 8 a.m., I hadn't completely woke up, so I was still in the in-between stages. And because I'm a very, very visual person, I am highly clairvoyant when I am in that in-between stage. So I'm able to see images upon images, scenes upon scenes. Whatever I ask for, I can visualize in that state very vividly, like a movie, 4K movie in color. And I can talk to spirits in that state. I can talk to spirit guides, angels in that state. So, like a one-on-one conversation I'm talking about. So, but I wasn't expecting anything at that time. I was just looking at everything that I was seeing. And what I was seeing was that me and my husband were somewhere in like a temple or a gurudwara, and my husband was busy filming, and I don't know why he was filming there. Probably that's what he does. So he was busy filming and I was helping him. And all of a sudden, the whole room where we were, it turns red, like a red light. So my husband is also fond of LED lights, and he keeps all our rooms red. He likes it that way. So it turns the same color, it turns into a red color. And suddenly everything else vanishes, and I only see my father standing just beside me, very, very close. And I obviously get a little startled by that because I wasn't expecting it, and I also just realized that okay, this is happening. He is here, right? And he puts his arm around me. Now he has never done that. He's never done that in his living life. So he put his arm around me and pulled me really, really close to himself, and I could feel the warmth and the touch, right? As he did that, I started, moving into my conscious mind. So I was trying to come out of this dream because I became very, very startled. But I also wanted to stay in this dream because it was my father who was visiting and he was trying to tell me something. So I wanted to stay there, right? So I was, struggling, juggling between these two states, and he pulls me closer and signals me that he has a message for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm listening. Tell me fast because I'll be out of here probably in a few seconds. So he says, this in Punjabi. So he says, life is not in our control. What life presents us is not in our control. And he says that in a way, in a tone that I should take this message and digest this message. So in that tone he says this, and it's the same tone that he used to give me his lessons when he was alive. And as soon as he said that, I came out of the dream and I opened my eyes, and tears were streaming down my face, and I could still feel his energy around me. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for giving me that message. And then I, began thinking upon this message, and I came to a conclusion that what he meant was that life can present us stuff, life can present us situations that are not always in our control, but how we respond to those situations is in our control, right? And I had an intuitive knowing that he has passed on this message to me because something is coming, something big is coming, and that might be considered negative or life changing or sudden, by normal people, by other people. But since I am growing spiritually constantly, since I am grounded, since I am self assured, since I trust myself and the universe 100%, I know that whatever happens will be in my highest good, right? That whatever universe is going to present to me is going to be in my highest good. So I am going to accept whatever is coming, and I'm going to take it as a positive change instead of the perceived negative, right? And that's exactly what happened. After a few weeks, just last week, we came to know a big news, because of which I don't want to share that news exactly right now because it can still change. So, but it is a bit, it can be considered a big life change if it happens. And for certain people, for example, if I was in the same position, but if I wasn't spiritually evolved, I would have went into straight panic mode. If I heard that news, I would have just, gone into survival mode and panicked. But I'm not. I'm just completely grounded. I'm happy, and I'm like, whatever comes, it's gonna be really good and really expansive for both of us, me and my husband. And I'm just really happy about that, right? So just look at the reaction I'm having to this setback. People would call it a big setback. If I tell this news to somebody else, they'll be worried for me. But I'm not worried for myself, right? So I think he was warning me to that. So what life gives you, you can't control. But what you can control is your reaction, or how you handle that situation, right? So that was one thing that I wanted to share. And the second thing that I wanted to share was, I have started a new spiritual practice. I will not be sharing the extreme details of that, or even which deity I am worshipping right now actively, because these things are sacred, and I don't want to, share it without the permission of the deity themselves. So I how that came into be is that I was coming across that deity multiple times on the internet and in the newspaper and things like that, and I was feeling a certain pull towards that deity, but I was still not sure. I was like, yeah. So, but I was still not sure that I can, start with the worship of that deity or not, because it really involves a lot, and it's a powerful deity. And if you start the worship, you will probably also need a guru, a teacher, a guide to help you. And I was simply not ready for something like this in my life right now. I was already doing my, other spiritual practices. So I kind of looked at them and I was like, okay. And then one fine morning, a few months back, yes, Naidu Kushal has asked, do Indians know about this deity? Yes, definitely. The presence of that deity has been increasing constantly over the past few decades, and basically that deity is increasing their presence on earth through people. So what happened was that one fine morning a few months back, I woke up and I had a very strong urge to start the worship of that deity out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, I have to do it, it's the urge is coming. And it was just suddenly it happened. So I was like, okay, I'll start it next month. So I planned for it, I marked the date for it. And I planned for things to buy for it. So again, Naidu Kushal is asking, male or female, is she a destroyer, preserver, creator? Again, I won't answer all of that. I might DM you. So yeah. So what happened is that my stomach is growling right now. I'm very hungry. So what happened after that is, yeah, I was planning for it, and I was still, not quite sure, because you do need a guru, and I didn't have any guru for starting that worship, so I was a little bit, apprehensive. And but I was also still confident that that deity is wanting to come into my life, and I could feel it, right? And I wasn't the one initiating it. It was coming from somewhere. So what happened was, then suddenly I came across this person, another person, who was also worshipping that deity. And it was unlikely, but they opened up to me about that, practice, what they were doing. And they asked me a few questions and I answered those questions. Even when I didn't know much about the practice, I still was able to answer those questions intuitively. And I was like, okay, there's something here as well. And why is this person, coming into my life and asking me these questions and telling me about the same practice that I'm planning to start? And I took it as a sign as well to go ahead, green flag. So I decided, okay, I'll start worshipping on this particular day. That day was for that deity, good day for that deity. So I decided, okay, I'll start on this day. It was a Friday. And on Wednesday night, I get a dream at night while sleeping. At first, when I went to sleep, I see like a silver shining light in my eyes, like twinkling bokeh type light, silver colored. I see that light and I'm like, okay, noted. I see divine light coming into my eyes as soon as I went to sleep. And right in the morning, just before waking up, again in that in between state is always where I get the messages and everything. So in that in between state, I actually saw that deity. So that deity actually came into my dream, and the image that they showed me was the same image that you get in online printouts or wall hangings. So it was like the printout of that deity, and I could see the same image in my mind's eye. And that same image comes and it verbally tells me that to start your practice, do this: step 1, step 2, step 3. Don't go for the advanced mantra first. So I was actually going for the advanced mantra first because I didn't know. So the deity came into my dream and told me, don't do that one first, do this one instead. Start from here and do this number of malas, do these many chants for these many days, and then increase it to these many malas after these many days. So like that, it gave me, the deity themselves gave me step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like in extreme detail all the steps. And when I woke up, I was like, okay. I mean, this is not something that happens with most people, and I'm not here to brag or anything, but this is what happened. And I did not expect it at all. I did not expect that powerful of a deity to come into my dreams when I hadn't even started the practice, right? So even before starting the practice, this is happening. What would happen when I start the practice, right? So I started the practice on that designated day, and I have been practicing every single day since that happened, and according to the rules that they gave me. And right after I started, about 3 or 4 days is when that big life change came about, right? That is when we got the news about that big life change. So right after I started that practice, the Lord presented me with this. Okay, have this. You asked for more happiness, more freedom, more prosperity, then you'll have to go through this. And it's a change that we have been looking forward to for a few years, but we didn't expect it to happen so soon. We expected it to happen about 2 or 3 years later, but it's here right now. Right? So, and anybody else would take it as a setback, as something really negative and really bad. But for us, because we have grown that much, and because I am practicing and seeking guidance from all these different higher beings, one of which is showing me so prominently that I'm here for you guys, So whatever happens is going to be for our good, right? So I'm just accepting it, and I'm taking it as it is, and I'm working towards it. And so that is all, like, that is all about the deity worship. And which day, at least day, not many will know through days, but I just guess that it's Kal Bhairava. But do DM me which deity wherever you're free. Yes, I will DM you. And I just don't want to share everything, because it's a sacred relationship between you and the deity, and it's best if less people are involved in that. So I will DM you, since I know you. I can DM you and discuss about it. um, Everyone else, don't DM me and ask me, start asking me about it. So yeah, and in fact, ever since I've started practicing, I have come across more people who would be benefited by this practice, and I have told them, I have guided them towards this practice as well. So basically, it's once again the same deity trying to increase its presence in the world right now, because the world is evolving to a higher consciousness right now, and all of us, we have a small part to play. And we just focus on our own spiritual growth, and that's the part we are playing here right now. And another thing I wanted to mention was that initially the thought of worshipping that deity came into my mind only because I was focusing on a material aspect of my life, right? So I always say that material desires are not wrong. you know when you have your material desires, they are only there because they want you to grow as a person, for you to achieve those material desires, right? Or for you to get in contact with a deity who will help you through the spiritual growth that you need to go through in order to have those material desires, right? So again, material desires are not wrong. It's completely okay to have them and go through the spiritual growth, personal growth that you need to go through to naturally manifest those desires, right? So that's all for now. I've been online recording a podcast episode at first at 9 a.m. and then, doing this live video. I'm very, very hungry. Wanna go have something. One more comment. Sure, I understand and I respect sacredness of not saying it out public. Lakshmi or Venkateshwara, just simple guessing. Do DM me if I'm right or wrong. Yes, I will. Alright, so that is all for this live video. I do plan to do more live videos like this, sharing my personal experiences and some mindset shifts for you if you are an aspiring or practicing healer. Things that I went through in my journey initially when I was starting. I have a lot of thoughts to share, and about things that are coming up. um, I am finishing the meditation course, Learn Meditation 101. I don't know, I haven't finalized the name yet. So I'm teaching you all about meditation, guided meditation, self-hypnosis, basically how you can help yourself and other people, individuals and groups through guided meditation. So that course is coming up. Then I have a workshop coming up with another spiritual entrepreneur, that will be about chakra healing. So we will be going deep into each chakra and how to heal it. And so will you do Insta lives around this time, or it's random? It will be random. I am only doing it this time because I was already online and I thought I was getting the excitement of sharing it right now. So since I'm a person who does things when I'm excited about them, so I will only be doing lives at the time I'm excited about sharing something. And but I will make it a point to remember that, okay, I have to do, not I have to do, but I want to do a live, at least one live a week. I will try. At the most, I will be posting in the stories at least. So that is all, and again, it takes a lot of time to create the courses, to edit the videos, and to also do podcasts and edit the podcasts and create the content. I'm just one person, and also do the sessions and coaching sessions, healing sessions, etc. So yeah, I'm just happy that I am living my best life. I am doing the work that I love. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of your support. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.